The weather's nice outside. Most people would probably see me as being quite shy. I hate being around large groups of people. Whenever I walk into a room, I'm probably going to sit by the wall or in the corner, and if you ask a question and I don't have my hand up but you pick me anyway, you're probably just going to get... I'm an introvert, which in layman's terms is simply someone that recharges from being alone. So instead of talking to people, I'd much rather just play games or watch YouTube videos. But recently I've been struggling to answer why that is, and it's either because I'm incredibly introverted or an asshole, and I think the divide between the two is much thinner than most people think. One thing that introverts know all too well is that people love to talk. Everybody realizes this at one point or another, but what introverts realize sooner than anyone else is people are going to talk at you whether you're listening or not. Like, for example, if... Hello? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just filming a video at the moment, so if you could... Yeah. What was I saying again? Oh yeah. Introverts pick up very early on that people just want to talk, which sometimes is great because that means we can go back to whatever we were doing before, whether that be reading, contemplating our own mortality, or sacrificing someone to the Dark Lord. That kind of thing. Just throwing a few... Yeah. No, definitely he's the one in the wrong. And you're fine. They got to express themselves, and you look like a good listener. You both win. However, not every introvert is like this. Some will be polite and pretend to listen, whilst others... leave. In one scenario, we had an introvert. In the other, an asshole. But sometimes they'll blend together to make something new. I first started noticing this happening to me about 2 years ago when I went to a house party, and instead of actually talking to people, I just found a corner of the room and grabbed hold of a pillow and started rocking back and forth for the best part of 2 hours, just watching the whole drunken escapade unfold. So there's a girl over here crying, and then over here, coming in and out of the room, are people going, "Oh, is it me? Is it something that I've done wrong?" So I'm just observing at this point, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for my meddling drunken friend at the top of the stairs having an existential crisis. My consoling friend at the time comes down to me and tells me what's happening, which I can only best describe to you as, "Oh, get Layton, he'll know what to do." I wait a clean 5 minutes before I even move because I know that by the morning it's not going to matter anyway, but eventually I go to the top of the stairs and I'm just listening at this point. I don't tell him that I'm there, but somehow he manages to roll over, stroke the tip of my nose with his finger and still not realise that I'm there. And I was just done. Most people, I probably look like an antisocial asshole, which is where I think a lot of introverts are misunderstood, because whilst introversion isn't new, being able to express it to its fullest is. And to paraphrase something I said on Savannah's Myths About Introverts video that got top comment, cause we get to decide who, what, where, when, why we watch. Technology has enabled us to cherry pick what we take in, but that wasn't always the case. Excuse me? Yeah, I hate to do this, I really do, but Kunta Kinte has not stopped talking about his wife since we left Africa, and as an introvert, it's really draining to hear, so I was just wondering if I could have my own separate yacht. I would still follow along, of course, you know, I can't wait to have my body sold to the white man and have my children and my children's children work for him, but as a one-off, if you could offer me this one luxury, I would be incredibly grateful. Shit. I just made a slave joke. If only I had an all-encompassing moral to distract them. You know, something like... If you're an introvert, be proud of it, but not too proud, and this is as much for you as it is for me. I know being alone sometimes can be fun, but you've also got to let people in. As with most things in life, there's a balance, so give talking to people a try. You might like it, and if all else fails, you'll still have the warmth of your bed to come back to. I'm an introvert, but sometimes they blend together to make something new. fam, I'm gonna fucking beat someone's ass. In layman's terms, it's simply someone that don't live with other black people, because one's fine, but when you've got multiple, they just don't stop. Like, I see why they were enslaved. Like, they could hear them from one continent to the other. That was fairly solid for a first go. Usain Bolt, my daddy, nigga. That's too happy. You ever get too happy? That was too happy.